Hey guys, Tony here and welcome to a new training series. Now this is going to be one of many traffic sculpting series that we do. I'm just going to do different kinds, different methods, different strategies for each. For example, we've already done one for YouTube ads. We just called it plain traffic sculpting. This one is YouTube Traffic Hacks Edition. And in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to do a combination of YouTube ad traffic with organic optimization, okay, so that we can use the YouTube ads to hack into the algorithms for suggested video, for YouTube SEO, and also for Google search engine optimization as well. So that's basically what we're going to do here, and this is going to be in the 3-part series, okay. So the first part is going to be how we can get 10,000 views to any video that we choose. This can be an existing video that you thought should do better, or it can be for the next video that you do. You can apply this to any video, and I'll explain why and how we want to do that. Now there is some things to take into account. There are some nuances that we want to pay attention to, and we will cover that in the first session, okay. Session 2, we're going to look at using YouTube ads for organic traffic, and this is coming down to the optimization part, the kind of on-page optimization things that we need to look at. And I'm going to show you some ninja tips there that I haven't seen anybody else teaching, okay, so that you can get some advantage over your competitors who do not have that kind of information, okay. And in the third session, we're going to look at how we can hack the YouTube suggested video algorithm. And in that session, we're going to use a tool of mine called Serpatag, and everybody who is watching or taking part in this traffic sculpting series, I will give you some credits that you can use. I will give you access to some credits that you can use. You're going to have to take a $1 trial, but you can cancel the trial at any time. You will still have the credits that you can use to be able to do exactly what I'm going to show you with that session, okay. So there will be some over-the-shoulder stuff, there will be some demonstration stuff, there will be some proof stuff done as well, okay. So I'll try and keep the sessions as short as possible, but they will be packed with information, so you might want to watch them a couple of times in case you have missed anything, okay. So let's get straight into session number 1, and that is how to get 10,000 views to any video that you choose, why you want to do that, and how easy it is to do as well. It's just, you know, there's nothing hard here. The difficulty is actually very, very easy, okay. But what you need to do is just understand that traffic is a commodity, but there are nuances here, because a lot of people will tell you that if you're doing YouTube views from YouTube advertising, the advertising views don't actually count. Well, they do if you know how to do it properly. That's what we're going to cover in this session. So first of all, let's go and have a look at some examples of what I've already done previously, so that you can see that this does work, and then we will sort of reverse engineer what was done so that you know how to do it for yourself. Okay, so here inside a Google Ads account, you can see, for example, this campaign here where I got 12,100 views before I switched it off. Now what's important here is the cost per view is 0.37. this is in Thai currency, Thai bahts, and you can see here 0.37 is about 1 penny, okay, 1 penny per video view, okay. This is really, really inexpensive, and this is the kind of thing that we can do. This is why we want to use YouTube ads, to be able to boost and get that social proof onto our videos as well, and plus we can optimize for the algorithms for organic traffic inside YouTube and inside Google as well, okay. So this kind of thing is just, I mean, the number of views is just a decision. If you want to go and get 12,000, 20,000, 200,000, all you're doing is you're buying it, okay. So traffic is basically a commodity, and here you can get very, very, very inexpensive video views, okay. Very, very inexpensive video views. I've even got half a cent cost per click sometimes. You see this one here, 2,360 before I switched it off. That was just over 2 cents. This one here is just under 2 cents. This one, 6,400 views before I switched it off. Come down a little bit more. YouTube SEO checklist one, 1 cent cost per view, 3,360. And come in here, this one here, This is about half a cent, this one. You can see 4,600. Let me show you what that looks like, and I'll give you some strategy idea here from previous campaigns that I've done. Okay, so you can see here, there's 35 YouTube SEO tips that work. This is a video that I did where I was doing this video really to get people to go from YouTube to install my YouTube SEO checklist, which is in Chrome extension format and also in Android app format. Okay, I was sending people from here originally to the Chrome extension page so that we could get people using that Chrome extension, installing it. And what I was doing there, my goal there was really that I get people to opt into an email list, because when people install the Chrome extension, they go to open it, it's going to ask them to give an email address, okay, in exchange for being able to access this checklist that I put together. So we had 18,000 users for that specific checklist, and you can see probably a lot of it came from here. I didn't track it, but I'm guessing from 15,000 views here that it really did, we did get a lot coming from here. Now, a lot of this is organic, but we did do some ad traffic as well, which triggered the organic. Okay, this is why I'm doing this course now, really because of this video originally. It's always kind of stuck in my head, because at the time what I did is I boosted the views, the view count. I wanted the view count to look good with real views, not with fake views, and so I boosted it at that time so that we got it over 10,000. Okay, that's where the number 10,000 comes from as well. When I'm doing this sort of presentation for this course, why you should watch it kind of thing, it all comes from this video. Now, here's something that we can do as well that I started to play around with, and I will go back to it very, very soon as well, because I think this can work really well. Okay, so depending on what the goal is for your video, okay, you can do like a longer video and you can break it down into pieces. Okay, so for example, I had done a video that was 5 top tips for YouTube SEO. Okay, and what I did is I came in here and I broke the video down and I uploaded the video, and you can see I started driving traffic to tip number 1. Okay, so this tip number 1 is only 4 minutes and 55 seconds, nearly 5 minutes, but I drove 3,853 views, almost 4,000 views there before I switched it off. Okay, this one here was tip number 2. So I've got 5 of these videos. Okay, and this is how we can get extra traffic to our content. At the same time, we're not relying on people to watch a whole video that might be like 18 or 20 minutes or something like that. What we're doing then is we're splitting it up, and we can retarget the same people so that they continue to see it, and that gives us new strategy that we can tap into. The new strategy being, we're building awareness, we're building familiarity, we are building our brand. At the same time, we're showing some diversity for these people, because in this situation I've got top 5 kind of tips. Now, they might have started to watch the longer video but only got through maybe 3 minutes and thought, no, I don't have time for this or whatever. Here we're catching their attention, and there's something very weird about this as well, because the video starts off just like tip number 2, and here we're going to talk about how you should speak your keywords to get better rankings. And they are basically being interrupted with this video because we have targeted them with placements, so that they went to watch a specific video, but I've already targeted that video with my ad targeting, so that when they're waiting for that video to play, I pop up with tip number 1. Here's how to optimize your YouTube title. And it's kind of discombobulating. It's kind of confusing at first. It just like catches their attention, but the retention rate for that first 30 seconds is actually very, very high. We had a lot of people stay on over 30 seconds. So, and I put it down to that kind of shock factor as well. It kind of just catches their attention. It's just demanding that they listen, because there's no introduction, no proper introduction, because I literally had already done an introduction for the longer video, but here what I did is I just chopped off the tips. And so each one of those videos starts with tip number, and then I go into whatever that title was. So you can see here, tip number 1, the YouTube title rank sculpting technique. Now you can make these kind of intros very, if you're going to do this strategy, you can make these sort of very attention grabbing with the way that you write them. For example, I might have done here tip number 1, the little known strategy to hack YouTube titles that nobody else is teaching. And after I show you this demo, you will know something that 99% of YouTube optimization specialists do not know about. And if you've got that kind of an introduction for that, you know, if you're planning this ahead, that is going to catch their attention. And what you're going to do then is go and stand up to whatever your claim was, prove it, do it, and let them see. And what you're doing then is you're building that trust, you're building that awareness if you're doing it in these kind of videos, like I've got the how-to kind of videos. Okay, so that's an easy way to do it. Now you can do this in any niche, it doesn't have to be a how-to, but this is just a good way to do it. Okay, so I mean, I've got tons and tons and tons like this. You can see I've got a whole bunch of these. Not all of them have got YouTube ads, and this is not the only channel where I'm running that. These ads as well, I've got multiple channels where I'm running them. But you can see that traffic is just a decision, it's a commodity. And all you have to do is make the decision to buy the traffic if that's what you want to do. So let's go and have a look at some of the key points that you need to take into account, okay, to make this happen. Now, before we get into the rest of this video, you want to know when to use a strategy and why. Basically what I'm talking about is that you need to have a goal for your video, okay? For me, it's always about email list building. It's always about list building. For you, it might just be brand awareness, and YouTube is perfect for brand awareness. In fact, YouTube is better for brand awareness than it is for conversion on many instances, and you will see that time and time and time again, especially with the in-stream ads, because with the in-stream ads, you don't have to pay until after 30 seconds of people watching your video. So if I come back into the actual ads over here, let's go into this YouTube checklist, and you can see here, if I go into impressions here, that it's got 13,900 impressions, but only 4,600 people stayed on after 30 seconds. But that still means almost 14,000 people have seen the beginning of that video. That's why the beginning of that video, I could have made it so much better, but at the same time it still kind of worked, oddly enough. And here you can see that we can ramp that up. I mean, we can really ramp this kind of stuff up for brand awareness if that's what you want to do, because those impressions are actually people starting to watch your video. They just did not stay on over 30 seconds. A lot of them would think, you know, just automatically switch something off because they kind of got used to seeing that on YouTube and they just don't want the ad. They want to get to the video that they wanted to watch. Some people don't have time. There's all different kinds of situations where people would just X out before 30 seconds. And if you've got people staying on after 30 seconds, and especially at this kind of rate, then it's quite decent. Let's go and have a look at the view rate on this one. We go into the view rate, and you can see 33% view rate on this one, and come to this one, and we can see the view rate on this one is almost 40%. Almost 40% of people stayed on after 30 seconds. So that little intro, that really discombobulating intro where people are thinking, what is that? Well, it kind of works, okay? So take into consideration that kind of thing. Anyway, let's come back over here. So when to use this strategy? Well, I use it for list building, I use it for brand awareness, and I also use it for the sort of kind of social proof as well. If you want to get a video with over 10,000 views so that people, you know, the social proof is that other people, 10,000 other people have watched this video, it must be worth watching, okay? You can make that number 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 if that's what you want to do, okay? You just got to keep your costs down so that you know what it's going to cost you and make a decision. It's just a decision, okay? The other thing to take into consideration is that everybody will tell you that the engagement from YouTube ads is less than what you would get from just, you know, organic traffic, and that is true. That is not there's nothing wrong with that statement, but there are things that we can do, and there are, to a degree, there is how can I put this? It doesn't matter so much to a degree, okay, for setting things, because we can boost, but at the same time I've got videos where, you know, the engagement rate or the retention time on the video is not great, but it's still ranking, it's still getting organic traffic. I've seen that multiple times. I guess the best way to consider this is, you know, to make your content stand up in comparison to other videos targeting the same keywords, okay, for organic. And that's probably the best way to think about it. But it's not just SEO for this, we're also looking at the YouTube suggested video, which we will look at in session 3 in more detail. Okay, so getting 10,000 views, well, you've already seen it's really easy. Okay, it's just a decision. It could be 20,000, 50,000, whatever you wanted, depending on how much money you wanted to spend. Okay, so I'm going to give you a session as well, how we set these ads up as well. So that's going to come in the end of this video. Okay, so just to recap what we have covered so far, traffic is a commodity. You can buy any number. The goal of your video, you've got to be clear on that. If it's just for the social proof, it's really easy. If it's for list building and brand awareness, you need to put in a little bit more consideration into the intro of your video, and you need to make sure that you're speaking some call to actions. Okay, the type of video used is really important. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, when you're doing a video for this strategy, this is a video that you want to get ranking organically, or you want to get traffic organically from the suggested video algorithm, then your video needs to be able to appeal to people on the organic level. Okay, so having a look at what your competitors are doing, having a look at the type of topics, the type of content that is getting the clicks within your sort of target audience, whatever that niche may be, that kind of research can help you immensely to get the results that you want. Okay, so for example, if I want to start to do a video series about affiliate marketing, then I'm going to plan it out like a series, and I'm going to plan it out where I'm using topics that I've seen working for other people and that continue to get traffic today. Okay, so I might be able to go and search for similar channels that are doing videos about affiliate marketing and have a look at the videos in the past 1 year. And when I look at the videos for the past 1 year, I'm looking at the traffic volumes and the engagement for those videos. Okay, not just the traffic but also the engagement. So we need to be able to see how people are responding to it. Are the videos getting a lot of comments, likes, shares, that kind of thing as well? All of that's kind of important, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. We've got tools that you can look at least the volume very quickly, and then from there you can dig into the video and see, very quickly, is that video getting engagement? And you can go into tools like TubeBuddy or vidIQ, and you can get even more information about videos and how much traffic they're getting today on average. Okay, so there's tools that can speed that up. Okay, and those we should take into consideration. So when you're doing this and you're thinking, okay, I want to make the goal for my video some brand awareness, at the same time I'm going to be using calls to action, verbally calls to action, telling people go here and get this so that I can collect an email address, that kind of thing. Take it into consideration so that you have an expectation that can be met because you have done the preparation for that expectation. Okay, you need to make it happen, you need to work to make it happen. Okay, and if you do that, then you will, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it, basically. Okay, for this we're going to use in-stream ads. Okay, this is important because there are 3 main types of YouTube video ads. Okay, we've got what they call in-feed ads, and those ads will actually sit at the top of the search engine and in the right hand sort of sidebar, and people will see it's an ad, but they will see your thumbnail, and if people want to watch that video, they have to click on that video. Okay, it's their choice. The cool thing about that is that you are basically double verifying people. Okay, because the people only see that video because of the targeting you did initially, and then they choose to click on the video, so that's 2 times they're being kind of verified to be able to go and watch a video. Now the other kind of ads is video action ads, and video action ads are any video campaign with a goal. Okay, so if you go into YouTube ads and you want to set up a video campaign, which I'm going to show you a little bit later, then you will see that you can choose according to the campaign goals. You can say, like, I want to send traffic to a website, or I want conversion goals for people subscribing to my channel, etc., etc. There's all kinds of conversion goals that you can actually put into Google Ads, and what we can do there is choose one of those, and if you choose a campaign with a goal, then you are automatically presented with the features of a video action ad. Okay, so the video action ads are a little bit more information needed, but they are okay to use as long as you get your targeting correct. Okay, your targeting really needs to be spot on for those, and that's why in the initial traffic sculpting course I was teaching people that we want to build audiences with the in-stream ads, and we want to build lookalike audiences from those remarketing audiences that we build from the in-stream ads, and then we're going to be using the lookalike audiences, and we're going to be using the remarketing audiences, and we're going to be using placements for the video action ads so that we can hit them with, you know, as warm an audience as we possibly can make it. Okay, so as receptive an audience as we possibly can make it, and that's kind of really important for those, because those will appear both in feed and in-stream, the video action ads. They will do both in feed and in-stream, but also they will appear in display advertising as well, which is outside of YouTube, and this is why we need to make sure our targeting is good. Okay, so the targeting with remarketing audiences can help us with that display traffic. Okay, there's no way to avoid the display traffic with the video action ads. And the third type is the in-stream ads, which is what we're going to use, and these are the ads that play at the beginning of a video. Okay, and people have got, you know, 5 or 6 seconds before they can X out, and if they don't X out before 30 seconds, then you get charged. Okay, and that's pretty cool because you can use this for the brand awareness, as we mentioned before. Okay, also with the in-stream ads, we can get the views done fast, but here's the thing you need to take into consideration as well, and here's the thing that should be tested for every video campaign that you do, and that is the devices. Okay, so you might want to do this with just computer, and you might want to test it with mobile. Okay, it depends on what your goals are, but you need to think, you know, is mobile good for this specific video with the goal I've got? For example, I do videos for getting people to install the YouTube SEO checklist Chrome extension, or the YouTube ads checklist Chrome extension, or the email list building growth hacks Chrome extension. In that case, I can't use mobile. Okay, and I'm certainly not going to be using like TV as a device as well. So, you know, mobile tablets are not suitable for that. But if I was doing an Android ad campaign, then it's going to be 100% mobile. Okay, but they kind of do that automatically for you. So take into consideration what's better. Okay, now I can tell you now that mobile traffic is much faster, really fast. Okay, so if you want to get it done really fast, and it doesn't matter, then I would suggest test both anyway, but mobile is going to get you there. If you just want to get 10,000 views really fast, do it with mobile. Okay, and you can do it really cheaply. I mean, I've seen situations where people are jumping through loops to try and get 10,000 views with organic, and they're spending far more money than what it would cost doing it here. And you know, it's kind of not amusing, but it's just that people don't know what they don't know. Okay, until you actually start doing this. I ignored YouTube ads for a long time, for years and years, and I came up with all these strategies for doing stuff with organic. And I'm talking about myself there as well. I bundle myself into those people that are doing the crazy stuff to try and get like the 10,000 views. When in reality, you can just come in here, do YouTube in-stream ads. You can be done with your campaign set up within about 5 minutes. And when it starts to trigger the traffic with, say, mobile traffic, that 10,000 views will be gone really fast, as long as your budget meets it and your targeting meets it. Okay, so for all the proxies we were buying and all that kind of stuff, well, you know, it's just there needs to be more to it if you're doing that with video. And that's the way when we get into the third session, we look at the SERP attack element to this strategy. You will see that I've built things specifically to give us a major advantage when we are using those kind of tools. There's things in there that nobody else has got. Okay, and when you see how that works, you will start to appreciate what we've put together for that specific tool. Okay, now next. What we want to do is, when we create a video, we're going to assign that video to a remarketing audience. Okay, so that anybody who watches that video will be added into a remarketing audience. Now, when you have a remarketing audience, then Google will automatically create a lookalike audience. Okay, kind of like the Facebook lookalike audiences. They call it similar audiences in Google. Okay, in Google Ads it's called similar audiences. Now, that happens automatically. You don't have to do anything there. it does that automatically for you, which is good because that's less confusing for people. That's a step they do not need to take. It's done automatically. So if you get like 1,000 video views or 10,000 video views to a specific video, and that means that remarketing audience that you have created, or audience segment as they call it, once that is created, then Google's going to create that similar audience, and that similar audience can be much larger. Okay, now the key to this, and the key to understand what's happening here, and the opportunity that we got here, I should say, is that if we continue to use that same video, okay, and we do a campaign where we're only targeting the lookalike audience, or the similar audience, okay, if we're only targeting that similar audience with that same video, then anybody who's watching that video from the lookalike audience, I keep calling it that, I've just got it in my head, okay, anybody who's watching that same video will be added into the original remarketing list, the original audience segment, okay, so that will keep growing on autopilot with your lookalike audience. So this is a good way to do targeting, because what you're doing is you're letting Google do the optimization for you. You're letting Google's AI do the optimization, do the targeting for you. Okay, that's huge. If you think about that, if you take a step back and you're thinking, I don't need to think so much about the targeting anymore because Google's doing the lookalike audience, Google's doing the similar audience for me with their AI. They understand who to show this video to. Okay, so you can continue to let Google show this video to the similar audience, and then take a step back again and think, well, with the organic traffic, if I trigger algorithms for the organic traffic that makes Google want to or makes YouTube want to show my video to a suggested audience, is that suggested video optimization that we do, is that suggested audience the same algorithm is what they use for similar audiences with YouTube ads? Now, I don't know the answer to that, but I would presume it's very close. Okay, so that's another way that we can tap into that. Okay, so you can start to see the possibilities opening up here. Okay, so that's why we want to use the in-stream ads. That's why we want to use very precise targeting with this initial first video that we're going to get the 10,000 views with the in-stream ads. We're going to be using placements. We're not going to be using keywords in here. Okay, and now finally, how to make sure that the ad views count. Well, I'm going to show that in a second once we actually go into set up a campaign. So let's just go back. Okay, so let's do an ad campaign from start to finish. This is really easy. There's nothing difficult here at all. Okay, just move this Camtasia recorder thing out of the way and we can get started. You can see this new campaign tab here. If you're in all campaigns over here with the overview at the top, then you can see that if you've got any other types of campaigns, maybe search, display, etc., it will show here. So video campaigns, start a new campaign, and I'm going to choose without a campaign goal. Now if you choose sales, leads or website traffic, then that will automatically start to create video action ads. Okay, by not choosing any of these three goals and choosing create a campaign without a goal, you'll be able to do in-stream ads. Okay, next we're going to choose video, and next we're going to choose custom video campaign. I will do another mini series later about ad sequences. I think these are really important if done correctly, but I need to set it up, I need to test it, then I can record a course on it. Okay, for now we're going to click on continue, and so we can give our campaign a name. Okay, so our campaign, we're going to call it TS for traffic sculpting, going to call it YT for YouTube, traffic hacks. This is just for your benefit, okay? Nobody else sees this, it's just for you. Right, now bid strategy, we keep it at CPV, maximum CPV. There is a choice in here to maximum CPV or target CPM. Keep it maximum CPV, okay? Budget type, I change this to daily, and if you change it to daily, you can see there's no end date, and you can choose in here whatever you want. I'm going to put in 500 type at, that's $15 per day. You can make that $5 per day, $10 per day, whatever you want. But if you want to just get 10,000 views quick, I would suggest even, just put in whatever you think it will cost to get there. Okay, I'll put it 500 just for the sake of this. I can always increase it later. Right, now networks, you will see here that we have a choice of networks. You can see here that we have a choice between YouTube search results, okay, YouTube videos, which is going to be the placements, and then we've got video partners on display network. Okay, now if I click on this question mark and I click on this find out more, we will see this open on the right hand side. There's something slowing down my computer. This should open with some text in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click on this to open in a new tab so I can get to this. Okay, you can see this is support.google.com. This is from Google themselves. Now if I scroll down, go to this section that says expand your reach and impact beyond YouTube. Okay, so the display network basically, or partner sites. You come down here to video views section. It says when a skippable in-stream ad is watched on Google Video Partners, it will increment a view count on YouTube video. Okay, so if you want a view count to count on YouTube.com from YouTube ads, if people have been telling you cannot get those views to the YouTube ad views to count, that's not correct. You can. It says here in black and white from Google themselves. Okay, if you use skippable in-stream ad from the Google Video Partners, it will increment a view count on your YouTube video. Okay, so that's there black and white, straight from the horse's mouth. So anybody tells you that these YouTube ads don't count, well, you can tell them now that you know that that's incorrect. It does count. Okay, so we're going to keep this for that purpose. Okay, we want to get the 10,000 views fast as well. This will help. This can get a lot of views really fast. Now, locations. Here's the thing with this. We're going to be doing another ad campaign in session number 3. The ad campaign that we do in session number 3, we're going to be adding more targeting with a different kind of ad type. We will be using in-feed ads at that time, not in-stream ads. We're using the in-stream ads here so that we can get 10,000 views, and we want to get them as inexpensively as possible, like penny per click, half a cent per click if we can get it. Okay, and to do that, we're going to choose all countries and territories. Then we're going to change it up later when we get into the in-feed ads in session number 3. Okay, to keep the cost down, to be able to get this 10,000 views. If this is just done for sort of social proof, you're going to keep this on. Okay, and for what we want to do right now, we just want to get the views. We want to start to bump up the actual views, etc. on this, so that we can get the benefits. Okay, so I'm going to keep this all countries, territories. Later we will change to a specific location. We might do different ad groups for North America, like US and Canada. We might do another one for United Kingdom and EU. We might do another one for Singapore, Hong Kong, whatever it might be. You can do those different ad groups at that particular time. Okay, language I'll keep as English. Inventory type I keep it standard. I don't touch any of that. The exclusions, I don't touch any of that. Is kind of already pre-filled for you anyway. Related videos, this is interesting. This is where if somebody's watching your video ad on YouTube and you put some videos here, well, that video is going to show underneath that ad. Okay, that can get you more views, but for what we're doing today, I'm going to skip this for now. Okay, that could be something that we will do some training on with a webinar session at some point in the future. Okay, create your ad group. I'm just going to be using one ad group for this. I'm going to just put AG1 for ad group 1. Okay. Demographics, I usually just leave this so I can get my 10,000 views. If you wanted to do this for a campaign where you're doing affiliate marketing for a high ticket product, for example, you might want to do like the top 11 to 20 and 21 to 30% and 31 to 40% even, and take out the lower kind of income so that you're showing, you know, the high ticket stuff to people that in theory should be able to afford it. Okay, so that's some options you got there. I'm going to leave it as it is. Audience segments, this is where you can pull in your audiences from before. So for example, this one here, similar to my YouTube channel, you can see similar audience to my YouTube channel. We've got 3.8 million. Okay, and that's good if I'm using for in-feed ads later, where I want to get a warm audience when I'm doing step 3 of this YouTube traffic hacks system. Okay, but I'm not going to do that today right now. What we're going to do here is placements. Now, to do placements, I need some placements already done. I've already got that from Ad Blaster. Now, all I need to do is go and find the placements, and I'm going to put it in here. Okay, so I'll pause the video. I will grab those URLs. I'll show you how to add those. Okay, so I've managed to pull this in. I've managed to get these placements come in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these and I'll just show you some very quick filtering that we can do. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I want to show you what we can do with this tool, because the placements in this tool is designed so that we have flexibility and we have accuracy as well. Now, normally when you're seeing these kind of tools, they've got maybe about 300 URLs that you can pull back. With this, we can pull back tens of thousands of video URLs, and because of the way it's structured. But I have separate video on how that works and that I'm not going to cover right now. Okay, so I'll go into this one. It says YouTube SEO number 2. So you can see here we've got 3,605 URLs. Now what I want to do is to make sure it's really targeted. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make sure I've got the word YouTube in here. I'll click on that. That must be in the title. The word YouTube must be in the title. Now I'm going to make sure, actually I need to cancel that. Let me just do that one more time. I should have put if does not contain the word YouTube. I'll click on that. Now next I'm going to remove if it does not contain the word SEO, and I'll click on that, and you can see that's brought us down to 1,227. Okay, so that has both the word YouTube and the word SEO within the title. Now we can take that further if we want. We can put in words like view or rank, say for example rank, and I'll click on that, and you can see we've got 654 video URLs with the word rank. And what I can do then, because I know it's got the word YouTube, SEO and rank within the title, if I just come over here and I just quickly scan this, you can see these are really accurate. Okay, and we've got 600 of them. Okay, really accurate. Now why this is beneficial is because if you have a tool that's got a large membership, say for example you got a whole bunch of people that are not really marketers, that are not really SEO kind of people, for example, and they're finding keywords for how to lose weight, and they're finding keywords like how to lose weight fast. You know, for the videos that's going to be pulled back, the URLs that's going to be pulled back, those 300 URLs, everybody's getting the same URLs, where they're thinking, oh, that's a good keyword. I wouldn't have thought about that because they're not been used to seeing keyword tools where that's a really popular keyword in the keyword tools. Well, they're thinking that's a good keyword, I'm going to use that. And you know, you get a whole bunch of people bidding against each other for those video URLs. So I designed this to be able to combat that kind of situation, so we can have tens of thousands of video URLs. And how it works is basically we can put in unlimited keywords in here, whereas those tools are putting in one keyword at a time. Sometimes I will put up to 5,000 keywords in here. Okay, and then we can filter it down. We can get really narrow at that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this filtered, and I'm going to call this one TS YouTube Traffic Hacks 1. Okay, and let's just put this into documents for speed so I can find it. Right now I'm going to close this. I'll get out of here. I don't want to spend too much time in the ad blaster stuff. I've got loads and loads and loads of training of that one. Okay, so now we can come in here and we can see we can choose YouTube videos. When we choose YouTube videos, we can click on enter, and that allows us to put in bulk. Now all I need to do is go and find my document now. Okay, let me just find that. Where did it go? Okay, it's on the other screen. Okay, finally I found it. Closer. Right, all I need to do is come in here and grab all of these 600. Now I forgot to delete any duplicates. In case there's any duplicates, I don't know, but anyway, we can just put this in here. Now what's important to know here is that you can put in a maximum of 5,000 URLs. Okay, you can see add 654 placements. We're going to add those. Okay, and those are added in there. Now create the video ad. So I'm going to choose a video that we're going to be using, and that video I'll just choose quickly. I'll pause the video, I'll find it. Alright, so I'll put the video on here. Now you can see we've got some choices. We can choose an in-feed ad, or we can choose skippable in-stream. I'm going to choose skippable in-stream. Okay, and you can see what it will look like on YouTube. You can see what it looks like on mobile, on desktop, etc., on tablet, etc. Okay, and video partners, it's going to look like this. You can see what it will look like. Okay, make sure you've got a nice thumbnail for the display network if it's going to be showing on the display network. Okay, so what we can do here is put a final URL. The final URL for this, what I want to do is put a link to either my Chrome store page for the YouTube SEO checklist, or I'll put it for a landing page. Okay, in this situation, I kept my targeting both as mobile and computer. So the best thing that I can do right now is to send them to a page that is a landing page, and from there I can redirect them to a thank you page that has a link where they can go and get either the mobile version or the Chrome extension. That way would work better because I'm using both traffic sources. If I'm using just mobile, then I would send them directly to the mobile app store URL. Okay, so all I need to do here is I'm going to put in the URL. Now I don't actually have a landing page for this, I'm just going to set this up anyway. I'll just put anthonyhayes.me/YouTube ads or YouTube SEO checklist, something like that. Okay, now display URL has to be the same. This is important for you to understand, because if you're doing affiliate marketing, okay, you cannot have the final URL and display URL different. So you can't put an affiliate link in for Warrior Plus, for example, and have like a different display URL. You would need to have on both. So if you're promoting something, if that end URL, say for example you had a Warrior button, a Warrior Plus buy button, and it goes to the nextgreatlaunch.com, whatever that vendor has created, wherever that vendor has created the sales page, whatever that sales page URL is, then the only way that you could use that is if you said to that vendor, well, I need a URL on your website, you need to give me a bonus page or something like that on your website, so I've got the same URL. That way you could do it. And you would need to ask him as well if you can add some retargeting pixels as well, if you wanted to do that kind of strategy and do it properly. Okay, so I would just keep that the same. Maybe just put YouTube SEO or something like that. I would use YouTube and not YT. Okay, so call to action, we can click on that, and we can click on learn more. You can see this is pre-filled. Okay, you can get download, play now, order now, etc. Learn more. You can click on download, and we can put in here free SEO tool. Okay, we only got 15 characters. We haven't got a lot to work with. Okay, free SEO tool, that will work. People think, okay, I'm getting a free tool. Okay, auto generate images, and that's all we need to do. And all you're going to do then at that point is you just create the campaign. Okay, now finally the bidding, maximum cost per view bid. Now what I normally do here is I will put it like 2 or 3 cents. You can put it like 0.5 cents. So for this purpose I will put let's see, I'll put 0.30. It won't come anywhere near that. Okay, but I'll put 0.30 and see what it comes to. 0.50. Okay, see what it comes to. Let's turn green. Just make sure it turns green here, and you can create the campaign. Now I'm not going to click on this because I need to create that landing page, or I need to go up here and change where my traffic source is coming from. If I change where my traffic source is coming from, for example, and I put in the for mobile traffic and just for the Android store URL for my Android app version of the checklist, then that's what would happen here. I'm going to have to go and do that because I haven't got it right now, but I've just shown you how to set this up. Okay, so that's basically how easy it is. There's nothing difficult. I do have a checklist, okay, for this exact, with screenshots that you can access as well. I'll put it into the resources section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you these slides. Okay, I will share with you these slides inside the Skype group, and if you come down the bottom, every time we're talking about a resource, I will add it in here, so you can see that we will have at some point some credits where you can take a $1 trial for Sepatax, so you can do a couple of campaigns for the stuff that we cover on session free. And here for the YouTube ads checklist, let me just see if I got it up here. There we go. I'll put in the Chrome extension version, and this shows you how to set up the exact kind of ads that you need. Okay, everything's the same until you get to that last point. You choose in feed or in stream. It's the same setup before then. Okay, so that link is there to get the YouTube ads checklist. So that's all I need to cover from that. Okay, from the actual setting up the campaigns. So coming back and do a recap, how to get 10,000 views. Well, you know, it just depends on how much money you want to spend. but the targeting is kind of important. Okay, placements always work better. Get more than 300 URLs so that you don't have any bidding problems. Okay, so if everybody's bidding for the same videos, you've got a problem. The more placements you can put in, the better. You can add up to 5,000 placements. I've showed you how we can do that. We can use a tool called Tube Placements tool within Ad Blaster that can do that. Okay, how difficult is that part to get 10,000 video views? It's easy. It's really easy. It's just a decision. There's nothing hard about this at all. It's only go and do it. If you want to do it, go and do it. Go and do it right now. You can do it right now. Find a video that you want to, that you think has undeservedly got not enough views, okay? And go and get 10,000 views. Go and do it right now. Go and do it today. You will get it done, and you know you'll be happy for it if that's important to you. Just do it anyway for the heck of it, just so that you know that you can get 10,000 video views anytime you want. Absolutely anytime you want. I will show you how we take things further in session 2 and session 3. Okay, so traffic is commodity, you can buy it. Okay, what's the goal for your video? Always have that goal before you create the video, so that you know within that video what your call to actions are going to be, and make sure you use call to actions in your video, etc., etc. Okay, in my case, for that kind of breakdown I've done there, where I've got a video that's the top 5 SEO video tips for 2021, I think it was. Then what I've done is I've broken it down into 5 separate videos, smaller videos, and then all I've done is put them onto YouTube. Well, that's kind of a brand awareness kind of campaign. So I don't actually have any call to action at the end of every single one of those tips, because I literally chopped off the tips. But there's a strategy within the strategy with that we can use, that we can look at later in another training series or whatever. But for now, all I'm using this for, obviously, is brand awareness, because I don't have any call to actions. I could add some call to actions, but right now I don't. All I want to do is get 10,000 video views. I'm going to do it for all 5 videos. That gets me 50,000 video views. Plus the other video, the longer video, I'll get 10,000 video views. So I've got 60,000 views. Okay, for one piece of content, 60,000 views for one piece of content that cost me like a penny per click. Think about that. It's powerful, powerful stuff. Okay, type of video used is important, so knowing what your goals are will depend on that. But don't forget to script your video. I even did script my video. Okay, I have given everybody within the Skype group links to a Google Doc where all you have to do is fill in the blanks. Okay, fill in the blanks. It's the exact same thing as what I've done here, exact same scripts as what I've used here. Okay, I've shown you how to set up YouTube ads to get the views done fast. I've explained to you, if you want to get them really fast, you can use mobile traffic. That's the quickest and the easiest way to do it. Okay, and you can build a remarketing audience, okay, with anybody who watches your video. How do we do that? Well, we come in here and we will go into tools and settings, and we will go to audience manager. Just click on leave here. When we go to audience manager, and we can click on create a remarketing list, and we can create YouTube users. Okay, we're going to give this a name. We're going to call this TS Traffic Hacks. Okay. Viewed any video from a channel. Well, I can use just my whole channel in that situation. I've already got that kind of thing happening. Viewed any video as an ad from your channel. That can be really specific to this video that we got here, so that we can target anybody who's watched it as an ad, or viewed certain videos as ads. Okay. And we can put in here as well for viewed certain videos. So in that situation, all I would do is choose the video that I want to use. So for example, I can take that URL again. Right, so I put in the URL. Not eligible video found. Okay. I would need to choose a different, that's because I'm in the wrong channel. There we go. Okay, let's put that video URL. So here we can choose that video. Okay, so anybody who watches this video, whether it came from an ad view or not, it's going to be added into this segment here called TS Traffic Hacks. Now, if I'm going to start to do this for all 5 sort of segmented videos that I've done from each tip, and I do 60,000 views, like 10,000 each of those 5 tips plus the main longer video, that's giving me 60,000. By the time I've got 60,000, I'm going to have what they call a similar audience, and that's going to be quite a lot bigger, maybe 500,000, 1 million, something like that. Pre-fill options, we're going to put in here who matched roles within 30 days. I'm just going to leave that as it is because I don't fully understand it, to be perfectly honest. Membership duration, I'm going to put in here 540 days. That's the maximum, okay, so that we can start to build that straight away. Now, okay, so that's done. Very quick, very easy. There's nothing difficult about this at all, okay? It's really easy, so you know how to do that. And how to make sure the ad views count, well, you know how to do that. You're using display network, okay? You can use that. I use a combination of both, and you usually find that will build up really fast, okay? So to get 10,000 views is not hard, it's not difficult, it's really super simple. Just a decision, just put the work into to make it happen. Go and create a campaign right now and make it happen, and you will have that that confidence that you can go and do that anytime that you want, okay? So when you're looking on YouTube next time, you see people's videos and you can see they've got 100,000 views or 50,000 views, you know how to do that, okay? It's not without, it's within your reach, okay? It's not hard to do. It's just a decision. That's the main thing I want you to take away from this session, okay? In the next session, we're going to look at optimizing your video so that we can trigger some algorithms for the search engine optimization stuff. I will show you some very simple tips that you can use. And then session 3, we're going to use some forced algorithm triggering, okay? We're going to trigger some algorithms, we're going to force it, we're going to use separate type, we're going to get aggressive, and we're going to take things to another level in session 3, okay? So make sure you watch the next 2 sessions. Thank you.